All right, guys, welcome back once again to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship qualifiers for Asian and Oceanic regions as we now get into our semi-final. And oh boy, what a semi-final it's going to be. SoulKey versus PartinG. One of these guys will have the opportunity in that best of 5 to battle for that place at Katowice.
What could you ask for? More. What more could you ask for if you get to the finals and then move on to play in one of the biggest tournaments of 2014? It's going to be epic. Which player is moving on to the grand finals?
We'll find out. Let's jump into game number 1 as we now have, spawning down to the south, the vanquisher of innovation in the previous series. It is SoulKey. And up to the north, we have a man who is able to recover from an interesting position in PvP. It's PartinG.
All right. Ooh, I just had to scoff my food down.
I was going to say you were quick, man.
Yeah, I had to eat fast.
You're always a fast eater, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, can't waste time.
No.
Especially when casting games.
No.
And I'm getting to the stage where I'm eating so much food, man, that I can't go. I used to be able to cast 12 hours with eating like once in my prime.
In your prime.
But now I have to eat every couple of hours, otherwise I turn off, my body turns off. Because I'm getting used to eating. I'm eating really healthy right now. I'm really in a good rhythm. And so when I come back to casting and I have to cast a lot in a row, I need to eat. And so I had to run and eat really fast. I brought my own food and a lunchbox and everything. It felt like a schoolboy.
I know, you can do everything. It's pretty good.
Yep, schoolboy Polo. Next is first coming out here by the looks of it from PartinG.
Yeah.
Up against SoulKey. This is such a massive match between these two players. SoulKey going to open up with a hatchery first here. SoulKey's had a very impressive run. If you weren't listening before, you only just tuned in for this match, which I think probably a lot of people did. SoulKey so far has gone through players you will know: Emotion, Innovation, Effort, and Byung, CJ Byung. And PartinG, respectfully, has gone through Dream, who played in the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice the last time.
Yes.
CJ Hydra, who I still believe will do very good soon. TY, who is the player who's 7-0 in Pro League, and just now we had a PvP between PartinG and Trust. So both players gone through some awesome players, respectfully, and now they face off against each other to find out who will go to the GF, and not the girlfriend, but the grand finals.
Oh yeah, it's going to be against either Sora or Rogue. I'm not 100% sure if that series is concluded just yet. But regardless, now we have SoulKey having a little bit of a look around, sees the Nexus timing, and then other than that, he knows exactly what he's playing against.
Super greedy build coming out here from PartinG, but has been able to get away with it. I mean, first of all, it's a Nexus first and into Gateway, which means if there was any spawn and pull aggression, what really does PartinG have to defend against it? Nothing. So he got away with it in this game, as SoulKey throughout this tournament and throughout his career, really, he's always kind of gone for this type of play against Zerg, and especially in the last few months or so, and is going to also get away with his build. So hatchery first, then extractor, then spawn and pull. 6 lings have been made immediately here. So he's actually going to challenge the first Zealot if it's even made in the first place.
Yeah.
And if he gets a full surround, 6 lings will kill it without even losing one if you micro properly.
Yes, they will. They're on the way now. So just rallying those straight across. Very aggressive here from SoulKey. It's not really what I'm normally expecting from him, but there you go. That's going to happen.
Yeah, Mothership Core is going to have to help out, of course. The Zealot is not cancelled, and the Zealot is there. So possible that the Zealot gets surrounded here if PartinG does not see this coming.
But straight Chrono Boost into the Mothership Core as well, so I think he should be okay in the end.
And Gateway here, and
another Gateway. I mean, he's got the gas, actually. But okay.
He's got the gas for Stargate.
Yeah.
And it's a complete wall off now, so does not need to worry about these Zerglings anymore.
Normally, I always just anticipate extra Gateways from PartinG because it's...
everyone hates this map for this reason. No matter which way you look at it, it happens.
It's really weird.
I thought that it was just on the left-hand side, but apparently not. It's on the right-hand side too, and I think PartinG also just found that out as well.
Yeah, I think it was in Code S yesterday that that actually happened.
And he's actually just rebuilt a pylon to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But now Speedlings.
Jeez, that's annoying.
That's annoying. It's a bit of a map fault here, where you can't wall off just normally. You need an extra structure.
These Zerglings are still continuing to try and pressure around. Will they get a probe? They're very, very close to getting one.
Great control by PartinG, but he's also losing a lot of mining time and finally does get one. So a great start here. This wasn't meant to happen. This was not meant to happen.
No, it was not. And those Lings are still pressuring on around, looking for more kills where they can. But as you said, losing that mining time is pretty irritating. But PartinG...
Another probe.
Well,
Can't allow someone of the skill of SoulKey to get in with a few Zerglings and get so much damage done. There's still 3 alive. There's still more probes to potentially die here. That Oracle that's been built has got to do a lot of work.
But I don't think it's gonna. I mean, SoulKey has seen this for the longest time. He's making 10 Zerglings, actually. And he's adding on his Spore Crawlers as well, so he's preparing himself so nicely for this Oracle to greet it.
I'm not sure he knows about... Well, he should know. He's got the Overlord there. I'm not sure why he built these additional Lings.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but...
Is he going to try and break the wall? It doesn't make any sense. There's so much gas, so many sentries to be built.
Whoop. This Oracle already finds a little bit of a weakness here, so already gets 4 worker kills. And has to shoot right on out of there. Well, Zerglings, like, they can't get in. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way it's getting in. There's a complete wall off. Sentries behind it. It's fine. Forge has been started so we can get up to +1 nice and early. PartinG, throughout his career, I mean, throughout all of his games, especially against Zerg, has just illustrated some of the best control possible. And I would not be surprised to... see that again here today.
I think some of the best control and the best aggression, right? Whoop. But at the same time, no, nice force field still. Well, no, one of the sentries is going to fall.
PartinG's trying to get this 3rd down.
Oh, the Oracle just comes in and zaps away that one little Zergling at the end. He was almost going to get a 2nd kill there, but no.
Ling's going to come pressure this. PartinG's trying to squeeze this 3rd in, just off a couple of gateways.
Going to be difficult with that minute force field set spend.
Kind of greedy, yeah.
All right, well, another cannon's going to go down. There's Twilight Council as well behind all of this, but those things are well on the way. Well on the way.
Oracle there helping out, but it's not going to be useful anymore because it's about to run out of energy.
Mothership is like, quick, kill the rocks. It's going to take a while, Paul Mothership Core, but a nice wall here from PartinG will allow that cannon to eventually establish itself.
So Hydra's then thrown down immediately here is the choice of tech from SoulKey. Going to look to really pressure this 3rd soon with a lot of Hydras. Creep Spread's not the best though. There's only 1 active Creep Tumor, which is a little bit weak here. I wonder if he'll... I wonder, because the Creep Spread's not that strong, he may get speed for the Hydralisks if he wants to try this, which I think he's going to.
Oh. Okay, so he could have actually denied that 4th base from going down for a second with the Oracle, but in the end does not get it. And almost loses the Oracle as well.
This range still. Just a little bit weak Creep Spread here from SoulKey.
Yeah, it's not really helping out too much. And he'll probably spread it down that right-hand side anyway to get himself that 4th base really defended and flourishing.
So it's hardly like he can be super aggressive here.
Yeah, can't really through the middle of the map. It's going to be hard.
But the infestation pit is down.
Yeah.
We all know what that usually means when we're watching SoulKey.
And wow, the Oracle still finds a few more kills. So 9 workers in total, 63 to 65 here. PartinG has established his economy pretty well. But guys, this is only a best of 3, but it could go on for hours as we now have plenty of enduring locusts on the way.
Yeah, Swarmhost coming out now. Great against blink builds and timings off 3 gateways. But what we're looking from PartinG right now, or he's looking to do, is find this 4th, kill it, and then back off again.
It's a good style. If he's sitting on 3 base to 3 base, that's going to be fine. And again, he's only really just got full confirmation that this arm is moving down here, and he doesn't really have many units to deny this.
And just Force Field is going to hold off anything.
Yeah.
Perfect, beautiful, just nice and easy.
Very, very clean, very clinical. Kills that off. Back straight on out. Could even just recall if he wanted to, but he doesn't have to.
You can walk back at this point. There's nothing there. And now he's switching over to what he knows is Swarmhost play, to the Robotics Bay. And we'll start to increase his Colossus count. Probably add a 2nd Robo too, because Colossus count, it will rise so... Okay, there it is. It will rise so slowly that it's better to go for 2. And Warp Prism, yeah, boy!
Oh, wow.
PartinG knows how to play against Swarmhost, baby.
Yeah, he really does. This is going to go well for him if he's able to establish all of those little angles.
So what he will want to do here, I'd imagine, is keep the pressure on by being kind of active with his units. There's no creep spread. There's no need to worry for your units here. You can recall. Keep the pressure on, but then drop inside the main or something around the back. If you can keep the pressure on this right-hand side, that's where all the units will be, the Swarmhost will be, and then drop the Warp Prism in the main. Maybe that could be a strategy here for PartinG. He's also taking a 4th base, because why the hell not against a slow approaching Swarmhost user. There are some Zerglings there, though. which will try to slow this down. And Warp Prism will get spotted too.
There's quite a few Stalkers there that do have Blink, so technically they could use that mineral line to their advantage if they blink back into it and deny the surface area of those Zerglings. But just blinking aggressively on forwards, realizing those Zerglings probably won't do a whole lot more, and they're going to try and go for the run by.
I think he missed the Warp Prism, by the way.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so. He hasn't moved at all. And if PartinG can just put a bit of pressure on with his units to force the... Well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway if they're not, excuse me, in position. I had to hiccup then.
And there's no creep spread towards the back of his base. There's no overlord positioning or anything.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He's beautiful right now.
He's doing all right. He wants that 100k, and he might be well on his way if he continues playing like this.
Beautiful. And he's got to focus on the Swarm Host, the Locusts. Could do a lot.
Okay, so he has to back off against those. There's no way he can do anything. Whoa! Actually blinks aggressively. He has an observer here as well. He's sat right on top of him. He force fields out the rest of the units. He could focus some of these down. Not too bad. I don't mind that for a few Stalkers.
Yeah, and he's continuing warping Zealots in the main base. PartinG is destroying this game. Double Colossus production, 4th base down. Great game, great start here from PartinG. From the very get-go, we're able to squeeze out that 3rd base by the skin of his teeth, or the skin of the centuries, should we say. Now with the the blink to the 3rd, then the units on the left, the Warp Prism in the main, just great start here from PartinG. Yeah,
unfortunately for him, he won't quite get the main base, but it was still so much lost mining time, so much holding down there of SoulKey. Is now PartinG, look, he's going to have 4 Colossi out really quickly.
On the right-hand side as well, he's got the Zealots coming to the 4th. He's got the units here. I remember these have Blink as well, so he can easily destroy a few waves and Blink in the main.
Oh, some Swarm Host once again. PartinG is not messing around.
He wants this grand finals, that's for sure.
Really does. Now, force fields will seal out quite a bit of this. He has to move back maybe a little bit further. It actually just throws down even more force fields to keep those Locusts out. Was Zealots on the right-hand side killing off the 4th base. They GG.
Yeah.
PartinG actually just manhandled SoulKey.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I think the one big thing, the big difference, I've watched a lot of Stefano stream recently, is there just wasn't enough, as Stefano calls it, there wasn't enough D in that game. There wasn't enough static D. You need a lot of defense, really. A lot of static Spore Spines really early on to defend. Because you can work off 3 bases and slowly take a 4th, but you need to make sure that you have... It's like, think of it as playing mech. When you have a mech army and you move them down to your 3rd, trying to take a 4th and trying to be aggressive a little bit with waves, is you're always going to get dropped in your main base if you're a mech player, which is why you get turrets up, which is why you need Spores and Spines to make this work. And there just wasn't any of that because he was always on the fence. He was always, trying to do something, then all of a sudden PartinG's doing this and this and this. PartinG just played faster, and it seemed like SoulKey wasn't quite up to the speed.
All right, well, now PartinG's 1 game away from advancing on to that best-of-5 grand final. Again, we've spoken to him many times, and we know how much he wants this. But likewise, SoulKey probably does as well.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the world, and him not being at a tournament where it's 100,000 takes all, winner takes all, he kind of wants to be there as well.
Yeah, of course, it's PartinG. It's... what he would love to do is to compete for that. He is a winner after all.
All right. Now our map will be Yonsu here. So SoulKey, depending on how he plays this 2nd game out, might have a little bit of trouble. As PartinG, I mean, you mentioned you know him for his phenomenal aggression, phenomenal control. I'm in the camp of, the phenomenal aggression that comes out of PartinG is very strong. So now let's jump into game number 2 to find out who is going to advance on, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner. He is SoulKey. And down to the bottom left, we have PartinG.
PartinG, no stranger towards $100,000. Did win the 2012 BWC, which was $100,000 first place. PartinG won that. He's rich already. He wants another 100K. Imagine that. 2 tournaments, 200,000.
He's like, yeah, fine. Okay, I'm okay with this. And update, as we have the winner from our previous semi-final, it's going to be Rogue in the grand final. So Rogue, Savage, Climax, whatever you want to know him as, he is going to be in the best-of-5 to play against one of these guys.
What is PartinG doing?
A gateway?
At 10 supply, though, is really early.
Really?
And I haven't really seen this against Zerg at all.
No.
I've seen it against Protoss and Terran, obviously. And this must be because we see that SoulKey goes for the hatchery first a lot, and he's looking to, put some damage over to SoulKey really early on. But SoulKey's going for a drone scout.
It deals with this really nicely, I would think. If he goes up, he sees, he could pull the drone back if he sees how quick the gateway is, but he's going to just decide to go for the hatchery anyway. Oh well. This is going to be interesting, because he is rallied straight over there, right, to actually put on some aggression. So I'm wondering how this is going to work out, because I, too, have not really seen this too much.
Yeah, Chrono Boost in the gateway.
Wow.
Straight away, 2 drones there from SoulKey, so it's not the fastest spawn and pull. You won't get the extractor this time. It'll have to be spawn and pull first.
Does this force drones to actually combat? Because if it does, and he missed micros, then he could actually get a few drone kills.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be 2 zealots usually with this, not just 1, I would think. So yeah, it could force drones.
Interesting.
Well, no, actually, it's just going to be 1. He's actually going to go ahead and expand behind this. So it's going to be 1. It will force... well, the thing is that the zealot may even have to go to the main base, right?
Yeah.
Which means the spawn and pull may be just done in time and the link's done in time.
That's true. That's
Either
very
way,
true.
it's a... we'll see how SoulKey deals with this.
And Nexus gets planted here for PartinG behind this random little bit of aggression as that zealot does march on across, and well, SoulKey already throws into gas as quickly as possible as well.
Yeah.
Not really
If he draw
risks.
micros really well, then he shouldn't really take any damage.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really adjusted his build that much either. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's a bit of an oddity, but in the end, now we have 19 workers to 16, technically in favor of PartinG, but...
Yeah, SoulKey looks completely fine.
Yep.
8 lings is even more than enough to deal with the zealot, and that's immediately to go counterattack too.
Yeah.
As long as he just doesn't lose any drones.
The counterattack's the important aspect of it, because if it was just 8 workers, oh, look at that mineral walking, that's really nice there with those few drones. Well, 1, that's an alright trade actually there for PartinG, not too bad. And he's going to sit in that mineral line and be very, very pesky.
Wow, look at that. 2 drones and a Zergling.
That was cheeky, that little Zergling. I'm quite impressed, actually. I mean, it's not, you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not much, but...
No, this is a lot. This is a lot. Especially considering he got a fast... Uh-oh, a lot of links being made.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh, I think he's just going to go... Interesting choice from PartinG, but SoulKey's just going to go for it.
Yeah.
He's just going for the win.
Wait, Mothership Core needs to be out really...
He needs to wall off.
Speed is going to be done.
I think this is an interesting choice from PartinG because it kind of worked out well, but then look at what's happening.
It forced this reaction, right? Like...
Well, he doesn't have enough to defend against the counterattack.
Yeah.
And he's going to lose his own Nexus and potentially lose the game.
Too many Zerglings. Mothership Core, just sit there and shoot. Just shoot. But he loses the 1 zealot. The probes now trying to do something, but they really can't.
Yes, this is
Sentry.
Over. This is over.
What an odd game.
That was a super cool start from PartinG, but obviously it just didn't work out the way, or I don't know, maybe a Zerg player that he's done this against doesn't do this follow-up. Maybe he wasn't prepared well enough, or obviously wasn't prepared well enough. But he's going to get broken down here.
Yeah.
Even if Photon Overcharge comes out, he's still going to get broken down.
Especially with speed done. That's really, really aggravating here for PartinG. Good force fields, actually, as well as that pylon in the back of the mineral line to block these off, but it's now probes against Zerglings. It's not a pretty sight, normally. Oh, he even gets to the sentry as well. All right, well.
He can even surround the Nexus. He's got so many links.
Yeah. They're going to go out of range.
He's just going to wait until Photon Overcharge is gone and then go in again. Yeah. The thing is, there's no gateway for PartinG.
Exactly. And he gets the natural, and even with this, SoulKey has a natural behind it. It's like, it's too much of an economy.
Wow, it's been a little bit bizarre of a game.
It certainly has. But it's always interesting to see these weird games. Well, bye-bye Zerglings for now. You're going to run off, but...
They'll go back in again in a second. Even if PartinG establishes himself, the economy difference between the both of them is huge.
Yep, really is. 28 workers to 26. Technically in favor of SoulKey, but he's just... What is this Mothership Core doing? But it's, you know, like he has 2 hatcheries worth of lava. Photon Overcharge is now dissipated. There's a sentry to try and hold this off with a second one on the way. Yeah, not going to go well.
Yeah, this is as good as over here. I mean, he's stuck on 1 base. He's at 3 supply. A layer for heaven knows what is coming out next. And this has just been, it was very, if PartinG had the follow-up of SoulKey nailed and knew what was coming, then I think it would have been a different game, but obviously he wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Wasn't prepared.
Well, Zergling's going to go back on in, but there's plenty of sentries there actually to force field those and catch them. But those poor little probes trying to get out of there. Sad times for them. All right, so we have 24 workers to 33. And PartinG is going to play this out. You know, he's not going to give up. Oh, I guess he just goes into like a roach speed timing now and just kills him.
He can do anything he wants in this position. Anything he wants. The lead that he has established himself is massive. He's preventing PartinG from taking the third, taking the natural while he takes his third. I'd imagine roach speed would be nice and just go for a roach play, but the game might get dragged out a long time though still, because PartinG will be able to eventually build a wall here and it's not going to be super easy to break that wall.
And well, behind this, SoulKey just decides third base, play it out normally, play to the best of my ability, and I know I've got this in the bag as long as I don't do anything too stupid or crazy. So it's just going to be Glory Constitution. He's got one evolution chamber on the way, but that's like for what?
Yeah, just
insurance upgrade just in case. Oh.
Yeah, it was just going to be +1 attack.
Yeah. Oh, nice force field actually there though. Can he follow them up with even more? Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
So roaches now, I'd imagine are just being built in case as an attack, because it's going to be kind of hard to break. I mean, he could also defend with them. He can also attack the front gateways. But PartinG knows he's in a terrible position. So he's just going to throw down 2 gateways. He's going up to a total of 6. PartinG is as all in as you can get. He's so far behind. We may see SoulKey. SoulKey's playing this out so cautiously. He's like not over-droning, not over-making units. Is just getting ready to make sure and guarantee this victory. Because obviously if you mess this up, then he's out.
A bit of zealot, making sure that those things can't get the run by. There's...
As soon as you sentry see the roaches, he's going to be like, oh, god damn it.
GG. Oh, and the Zerglings from the back as well. Well, it was worth a shot here for PartinG. Actually, he killed off more of those Zerglings than I was ever anticipating him to, with those sentries alone.
Now here comes the flood, Roachling.
Yep. Now it's time for the recall. Get out of there. Get out of there.
2 force fields.
Alright.
Go! SoulKey, go! Go!
Well,
go, SoulKey, go!
The force fields once again aren't too bad.
Yeah, this is, I mean, he's holding off, but he's still in a disastrous position.
Yep.
The Lynx can come around from the other side and get the full wraparound. He does have a Flood Nova charge, which is activated, but he's just going to hammer it down.
There you go, GG. Game number 2 goes to SoulKey. And now we have one more game left to determine who goes on to play against Rogue in that grand final. Remember, the grand final is a best of 5.
Yeah, best of 5. And Savage definitely looking forward to playing one of these guys. He's been performing so well recently. He definitely is one of the best Zergs out there, or one of the better Zergs out there, should I say, just without the results.
Yeah.
But today, he could get that. But going into this next map between PartinG and SoulKey, which one are you going to favor towards? Because obviously, you know PartinG's a very good player, but you also think SoulKey's one of the best in the world. Which one will you go for?
Well, if we see PartinG go back to, I mean, it's Frost, so if we see him go to the kind of playstyle that he showed in game number 1, I will go with PartinG, because that was a really monster game from PartinG there in game number 1.
I mean, he saw everything, you know, seconds before it happened, and then was ready every turn. Okay.
Wait.
I had to relog. My game crashed.
Okay, so I told them to wait for Apollo.
I'm in.
And yeah. All right, cool.
All right, I think SoulKey's going to win this one, actually.
Yeah?
I think it's ZVZ finals. Get rid of that Protoss hate.
Get rid of that. Yeah, oh, sure. We could do that as well.
You'll see.
I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy that.
You'll see.
Okay, so let's get into our final game here in this best of 3. In the semi-final, one of these players will be advancing on to play against Rogue. We could have a ZVZ on one hand, while on the other hand we could have a PVZ. We're already doing a little bit of that. As SoulKey now looks to take out PartinG, but then PartinG, he really wants that 100k. So it's close.
I think everyone wants 100k. I don't know anyone that doesn't want 100k.
Yeah, I kind of want 100k as well.
$100,000 is a lot of money.
It would be all right to have, especially if it's like one day's tournament. Great, awesome, let's go. All right, let's jump into game number 3. Let's see who's going to be victorious. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner. What great spawning positions these are, as we have SoulKey down to the bottom left, and up to the top right we have PartinG.
It's starting to get to the point where this means so much for anyone in this position in the semi-finals, where I don't think we're going to see any type of aggression early on. Like,
yeah,
like we just saw in the previous game, where it'd be the Zealot Rush, where it'd be the counter-attack, just nothing like that. super standard game coming out from PartinG because they're just going to give it their best. They're going to give it their A game because it means so much to get into the finals, to play that best of 5. If you're the highest skilled player, there's a higher chance that you'll win in a best of 5 than a best of 3. So you'd want to get there.
And I think looking at these two players in general, going on to the final, if they know, for example, it's Rogue now or, you know, when they go into it, I think both of these guys have the confidence in themselves to say, yeah, I'm the better player in a best of 5 drawn out. I think that if I'm able to win this, I will probably win that best of 5 after seeing what's down in the lower part of the bracket. So this is going to be good.
So this is definitely an opportunity for SoulKey to go gateway, not gateway, sorry, hatchery. First again, it's a big map, bigger map than usual. PartinG loves his gateway expands. So this is definitely going to be a gateway expand versus a hatch first. I doubt we'll see double hatch. That is a drone moving out, but I think it's for drone scout more than anything else. Doesn't want to go 3 hatches. A little bit risky.
He might set it on rally again. Yeah. So he keeps doing this just to keep an eye on what's going on. So this might be him. He might do what he did previously. You know, like take the gas and then. Well, actually, no, that was against Terran, but
he's take gas first too.
Yeah.
Against Protoss.
I think he goes down, man. I think he goes down to that 3rd. Oh, up to the 3rd.
Ooh. 3 hatch first. Great opening. Perfect against what was PartinG's doing.
I really like the use of the drone there. He's like, well, do I spot a probe coming towards?
It's like a calculated thing because when you go for a Nexus first or Forge expand, obviously the Protoss wants to get there as soon as possible to begin the cannon rush. If it's not there past a certain time, then the cannon rush is most likely not going to happen. Otherwise, it's going to happen too late. And if I did have a spawner pull after my hatch, then it was probably going to finish in time.
Yeah.
So SoulKey's like, all right, well, let me balance that up. No, it's not coming. I can go for it. And because there's no probe out there, he's just predicting that this is going to be a gateway play, which PartinG, as mentioned, is known for, and gets a great opening. Yeah, a really, really good opening.
A really cool start for SoulKey. Meanwhile, though, PartinG behind all of this is taking his expansion himself. There is a probe down here on Rally that may be there to spot in Overlord, but it could also throw down a pylon as well as Stargate. Later on, we could see a pylon behind there, because he does like to hide his tech a little bit sometimes. But for now, we just have Mr. SoulKey sending even drones over to that 3rd base. So there's not really too much craziness coming out of him, just the 2 Zerglings setting across the map.
Yeah, PartinG's going to try and get some, or just any information for the first time in this game, is completely oblivious to what's going on. And of course, information is everything. He's got 1 sentry, then over to, I'd imagine 2 gateways from here. With building like a sentry and then another one, he obviously doesn't have enough to go towards the Stargate tech or anything. Actually, a kind of early Forge again.
Wow, okay.
So what he may be looking to do with this very early Forge here is try to take, it can be a couple of things. It could be a fast 3rd, but it also could be aggression with +1 attack.
Yeah.
I think these are the 2 most likely things for him right now. And his probe at the moment is on the left-hand side here. This obviously is setting up to be a very dangerous position if he turns around immediately, but I don't think he's controlling it that much. Oh, he does, but I think it was spotted.
Yeah, I think that might have been spotted as well. SoulKey, are you paying attention enough?
Yeah, he's got 4 links. He did turn around immediately.
Yeah.
So +1 attack, it's on its way. 10 links and a roach for him. He definitely saw it.
Yeah.
Absolutely saw it.
So just that small trigger there means SoulKey is well on top of things. And it was, what, for a second that was actually envisioned?
Split second, yeah.
Jeez.
So just 3 gateways currently.
Hunting it down.
For PartinG. And he may have given up because he did touch creep. But he's up to 3 sentries. SoulKey's obviously loving to know what is going on in this game. He's looking on the left-hand side. He's sending overlords there. He's looking for that pylon.
Sees a few sentries. But, I mean, what you were alluding to before, you know, in terms of what the +1 weapons and the Forge and the setup here for PartinG helps out, is that, yes, it can lead to alternate routes, which is going to be that 3rd because of how he was spotted. So
yeah.
It's a cool playstyle, taking that middle of the road there for a second and then, can I get this in? No? Well, okay, it's time for that 3rd.
I think SoulKey may try to break this 3rd.
But how well will that work? There's sentries that are going to...
5 sentries. Obviously, there's going to be a cannon on that 3rd. Let's have a look there, what he's going to do. Double evolution. Okay, he's not. With double evolution chamber, he's not going to dedicate too many resources to killing it. He's going to tech up here. With double upgrades like this, the most likely follow-up for PartinG is a Twilight Council from playing like this. To be able to get to +2, to use Blink, it's very common at the moment.
Yeah.
And even 3 cannons being added on to protect this third.
Wow.
And that's not what's coming, just because he knows it's been spotted. If we see Blink play, which is very common from here, then Ling plays fantastic. Like Zergling play and Infestors up to Ultras eventually.
Yeah, that's a big committal to the defenses at that third base. If SoulKey was to get whiff, an indication that there was actually an extra 2 cannons there compared to normal,
He'd smile.
yeah, he would be very happy about that. This is interesting how this is playing out right now as PartinG just sends a hallucinated over Phoenix to go over there. And the Zerglings, just send 1 Zergling forward. Because you can like take a free base from that off Zerg and really not be too worried about things. Oh well.
63 drones, which is just looking around, almost fully saturated. Just needs a couple more, which he's building. +2 and Blink on the way. Ling upgrade's great against this.
Sees this position. And, well, there we go. There's the smile of SoulKey.
Yep, it's a lot of, 2 extra cannons, 300 minerals. Extra 2 gateways could have come down. Dark Shrine being thrown in, by the way, on the 3rd.
Wow.
Interesting to see how that's going to play out.
Interesting placement in general. Wasn't expecting that there. But as I said, you know, you see that base, you see those extra cannons, you're like, well, okay, I'll take a free hatchery. It could have been a little bit earlier here for SoulKey, but he does take it down to the south. So important to stay ahead in general in bases here for SoulKey. And once again, his production tab is exploding. So he's just getting Infestation Pit, he's getting Spire, he's getting 1-1 upgrades. He'll be able to go up to 2-2 soon if he wants to. But he's adding on a lot of roaches, so he might go to range.
Roach speed, so he may switch over to range now. Adding roach speed and then even roaches in itself is much different to how you'd usually play Zergling style only. With the Infestation Pit and Spire offers him 2 different choices depending on what his opponent could randomly have, depending on what he scouts. But he still sees a lot of Stalkers being warped in. Extra gateways.
And interestingly, during all of this, if the Dark Shrine had been elsewhere, then it would have been spotted. But the one location it's in, it hasn't been spotted. So kind of fortunate there for PartinG.
2 upgrades on the way.
This Dark Shrine, will it do anything?
Well, there's no aggressive pylon out there at all.
Well, because he didn't open Stargate, there's no spores. So, has to be careful.
And the DTs have to go for the 4th here.
Yeah. Alright, so good force fields. We'll seal that off for a second here. PartinG's just trying to buy time where he can at either of these locations. The cannons at the 3rd will help.
This is great news, though, for PartinG if he just keeps on defending. And then the DTs actually get it over to the 4th, which so far is working out.
He's not going to know anything about this at all. Like, of course, yeah, there was a Twilight Council down, so derp, you know, he could potentially infer, but this is going so undetected. So undetected. That 4th base could actually just fall in an instant.
Well, it will. That's the thing. There's no detection in time. There's no overseer close. It's going to die.
Time warp in the middle of the map. Not really needed too much, but there's the 3 Dark Templars.
Ooh, where are they going?
They're actually going for bigger kills. They're going to go for mineral lines. This could backfire.
Still not spotted, though.
Uh-oh.
Now it has been.
Yeah, he realizes, starts morphing in Overseers, but, well, no, that's Hallucination Phoenix, never mind. And Dark Templar's going to go to work on these drones. He's already killed off 14 during this. 17, 18.
drones, it's a lot.
Oh, jeez.
And PartinG, through all of this, saw...
he saw the Mutalisks.
Yeah, so he's got double Stargate coming in.
23 workers.
7 cannons to protect everywhere, to make sure he's safe against this Mutalisk switch.
Had them all on. Okay, so... But the thing is that how is PartinG's comp really going to work out? He has to buy time to get his Stargates fully up and running. Because he never had one to begin with, right? So...
Yeah.
And now, I mean, the Mutalisk isn't even the focus point. It's the Swarm Hosts that are the focus point here for SoulKey.
So many probes, so many drones were killed there. Like 25 odd, 29. And that's obviously, that means the army size of SoulKey is really small at this point, but obviously he's caught up quite well. 2 top grades about to complete. Nice attack there from PartinG. Very minimal investment for a massive gain.
And the Mutalisks actually going to dive into this 3rd base. But the thing is that again, unless we see more Mutalisk production, I think that PartinG might actually overcommit to this Mutalisk harass.
Well,
Because right now, I mean, it's doing fine. But the Mutalisks swing in. There's no way that SoulKey would be this sloppy with his Mutalisks if he was going to commit further.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't make any more Phoenix.
4 seems to be the magic number, and every Mutalisk has been destroyed.
Yeah.
Plus 3 attack on the way with this Colossus and Thermal Lance too, so PartinG looking to posture up to take a 4th base momentarily, I'd imagine. Increase his economy further. He has the Warp Prism on the left-hand side as well, where he could try to get into the main base. He spotted the Swarm Hosts as well, so even a second robotics facility might come in now because he's seen the Swarm Host, increase that Colossus count even further.
And there it is, so PartinG, he knows what he's doing when it comes to where is our Warp Prism as well.
What he's doing right now is moving to the middle of the map, showing his army, and that obviously means that SoulKey's going to get ready to use his own army in the middle of the map. This will be the time that the Warp Prism will go in. So watch now PartinG pull SoulKey's army out of position and then move the Warp Prism to the main base.
This is going to be brutal as well. It's got 4 Dark Templars in it, so if he's not really on his toes about the defense there, it's going to be a little bit scary. Force fields will get thrown down. He's focusing down some of those Corruptors very fast with those Stalkers, really zoning out the majority of the army so the Stalkers can do their job. So really good moves by PartinG.
Here it goes. So he's got 3 Zealots at the bottom, which have been used from a pylon on the east side, and then he's going to try and get the Warp Prism into the main. Beautiful moves from PartinG, and all he needs to do is just hold off versus this very aggressive SoulKey Warp Prism play. 2 DTs on the natural, 2 DTs in the main. This is going to pull SoulKey back in a great move from PartinG.
Will he save this, the 4th base? Yes, he does manage to do so, and goes for the Warp in as well. That Warp Prism is so low, but look how many workers he's killed. He's killed 54 workers during the entirety of this. The Locusts don't do anything at that 3rd base, and, well, PartinG's playing a phenomenal game again.
Yeah, he's... this aggressive Swarm Host play... it's not as good as the defensive Swarm Host play, which is what we see from Stefano. This is just getting exploited, it's getting dropped. And this isn't quite the same defensive play that we see so often in Europe. And as we can see, PartinG is leading this game quite convincingly. He's moving down here. Does he have an observer with his army? I don't think he has. No, so he can't really get close to his Swarm Host.
It's reinforcing.
Yeah, he just built one.
Yeah. The thing is that during all of this, I have to commend SoulKey on his drone reproduction. He's still at 70 drones, despite losing like 70 drones himself. So crazy good reproduction, but can he continue to deal with all of these aspects that PartinG's throwing at him? Because right now, PartinG's army is gathering momentum.
Definitely Zealot charge. Oh, okay, there it is. It was missing. Needs to be upgraded, which it now starts. And we're going to see PartinG move down this left-hand side. He's still got pylons, which he can use on the right-hand side to get to that 3rd again. And it's always about posturing your army one place and then attacking in the other as a good Protoss player against this style. As you can see, PartinG's doing it again on the left-hand side and then warped in a bunch of Zealots on the right-hand side. We'll drag the army one way and then send the Zealots the other, ideally.
Well, these Stalkers got a little bit overzealous about their positioning, and now a few of them will end up falling to these Zerglings, but Colossi coming along to reinforce and push that all back. It's very important. Oh, actually blinks him forwards once again here to try and catch some of this. And recalls on out, but the poor Stalkers, as well as a reinforcing Colossus, go down.
Yeah. Bit of a few losses there. It's caught off guard by the Corruptors, potentially.
The income's still looking good for both of these guys.
Yeah, it's amazing how, as you said, SoulKey's able to just replenish his losses immediately and keep on in the game. Because he's built a decent army. Very decent army. Storm isn't the next thing he's going to go for, but this 4th base...
It's all right.
4 cannons.
Holding on strong. Not holding on strong. Okay, so good job, Zerglings. You did pretty well.
The Zealots, though, down the south are going to do quite well here. There's Lynx come back in time. Yeah, we're going to see PartinG maybe go to Void Rage, but he is relying very heavily on Stalkers, but definitely going to go up towards Storm soon. Losing that base did hurt, but he does have a 5th, so it's not terrible.
And it's important to note that, again, guys, this is the last chance that the players have in this tournament to actually survive. So many hallucinated Colossi. I'm not sure why, but whoa, probe death. Oh, dear me, that was not the best of positions. And Zerglings are still up at the north, killing off the cannons, trying to do some damage to the 4th. SoulKey's playing a great game. Actually, just phenomenally strong.
Yeah, very strong play. And Warp Prism going to try and slow SoulKey down again. Remember, he's only on 4 bases, but he's been so cost efficient that he's got so much money in the bank. He really hasn't lost that much. He's always replenishing what he loses immediately, but he's not really losing any army.
One Colossus does get dragged forwards by that Viper, and in the end, And it just, well, it does end up dying to those Chloropters, but he lost quite a bit for that. One Dark Templar still going to work in there, so 72 workers have been killed.
Yeah, nice Warp Prism going into the main again. Another weak point. Zealots galore.
And he hasn't retreated back with these.
He needs to kill these hatcheries. If you just target hatcheries as well instead of drones, maybe that's better.
Yeah. That's why I kind of thought maybe getting the 4th was better, but, I mean, considering how well we've seen SoulKey actually replenish, maybe that would have been better. I'm not sure at this point. Well, still dancing around in the middle. We have this Warp Prism still alive, but the Zerglings are well positioned to deal with that.
Tempest being brought in now. I have to see in the Greater Spire. Going to try to deal with those bad boys, and they will. Tempest fantastic against them.
Very important to get out here against those brood lords.
I think it's 3 shots. My mind's blank.
It's like 3 or 4.
I think it's 3.
Yeah.
To one-shot a brood lord.
And we still have more. Oh, how many Colossi do we have out? We have 5 in total. So they are dealing with Locust slowly, but at the same time.
Second Warp Prism now too.
Yeah, it's down to the south, right?
Yeah, it should warp in just outside of creep here. A bunch of Zealots again.
And PartinG still trying to hold on at this the third base.
PartinG does need a new base. He can't just keep him warping in units so heavily and so intensively if he doesn't have a new base mining. And I'd imagine it's going to be with the Lings on the right-hand side, maybe to the top left.
Does he have the opportunity to recall?
Base, though. He does need a new base.
He can't recall. Those Zerglings are going to be really, really annoying from on that 3rd location. Storms will try and push this all away. And in the end, actually does save it with Storms, but he lost a lot of probes. Well, actually, no probes.
3-3 Lings, pretty damn good.
Yeah. Jeez, that was very, very close.
All right, the Mothership Core has been left alone here. And PartinG's army's on the left. It's going to try to destroy another mining base to keep his opponent down.
Roaches!
With the income.
Roaches! One of them was only shooting at once. If he'd have gone in and killed that base. Oh, it was so close.
Oh, this block. Perfect blocks, but the Swarmhost, no, you evil, evil units.
And PartinG manages to get himself his own base over on the left-hand side as well, but he left this Mothership Core, as you said, so he couldn't recall straight on out. He has to get out of there as quickly as possible. That was, this was a weird engagement over at this 3rd base.
Yeah, if PartinG loses his Mothership Core, he could be in trouble here. This is, he's getting cornered by the Swarm.
4 little Warp Prism can't do a whole lot back here, as it will die before it gets to do anything.
Yeah, there is another one on the right-hand side. It just needs to be used.
Income very low for both of these guys. They've not exactly been aggressive about taking bases.
Yeah, PartinG needs a new base, absolutely. Likewise, SoulKey was trying to expand to the bottom right.
Why are you moving? Oh, okay, so he's... Go! Okay, bye-bye. So, all is good. He has a few Zealots heading on down to the south as well.
Yeah, he's going to deny that base. He should see that, and does, so just deny that.
Zealots and Dark Templars going over to the 4th base here. Bring down those spines, and then bring down a little bit more, is all happy. But get a great transfuse play once again by SoulKey, keeping alive this static defense for as long as possible. But more Zealots are on the way. Why are only the Corruptors here? What is going on? Okay. So he sent us a few Zerglings up to the 4th base, but PartinG's holding on to his bases.
Very action-packed game here. As more and more units being used from this Warp Prism. Doesn't want to warp in all the time. Needs to take a breather for a little bit and then do it again soon.
Yeah.
Especially because his opponent's army is there.
Although that being said, PartinG actually has a much better bank now than we're seeing here from SoulKey, and he just lost a Swarmhost, so good pick off there by him. But 5 Tempests now being revealed. SoulKey sees them, and how is he going to react? Because that is going to put a huge thorn in his side.
Nice DT down the bottom right, by the way, is going to try and bring the space down. Does have +3 tap, but not enough.
He's really trying to bring down this hatchery. If he can get it, then fantastic. Those 2 Dark Templars.
Economy.
No.
The PartinG's army is pretty nice. Like his main army is pretty good. 5 Colossus, quite a few Stalkers, quite a few Storms.
Sick army so far. This is really getting down to the wire once again. Exactly what we expect from the caliber of these players.
Warp Prism have been stopped though.
Yeah. They need to add on more. And he's got a little bit of a bank to do that, to be honest, but he doesn't have the opportunity to really warp in too many units because he is almost maxed. So he'd have to trade away for a second.
Yeah, he needs a 5th base for sure. Definitely needs more income.
Another Dark Templar sneaks on past. SoulKey realizes it's there and turns right on around.
Yeah, SoulKey's got these 2 mining bases now, so it's very important that PartinG either A, deals with them and attacks them, or B, takes his own new base.
And he's just heading over onto the left-hand side again, I guess to put pressure on the space that it hasn't even been retaken. So it's a little bit sad there for PartinG, looking to get that done, but what can you do? SoulKey also presses his advantage with a few lings up to this northern position, but PartinG's well on top of that.
Yeah, good. PartinG's just always there. Just really, really good play. Likewise to SoulKey. This is top caliber play from both sides.
I'll be honest though, this is some of the best these are some of the best games that PartinG's played in all of the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers, because I cast him quite a bit in these qualifiers, and normally when he's playing against Zerg, or in the past at least, he's looked not very good. So he's playing really good games right now.
And he's going to start to build the Void Rays now. Void Rays very efficient against the Locusts, obviously fantastic against Broodlords and Corruptors, and Swarmers, just great overall. The problem is though, there's so many Corruptors, 25, so Storms and Archons are going to be absolutely so important to actually complement the Void Rays. It's going to be so important here.
Yeah.
There's 2 extra Stargates to come in, so he's going to concentrate much more on his air now. But I definitely think that he should not forget about the Warp Prisms. Though, smartly, SoulKey is locked down the left-hand side, if you notice. He's got like 3 or 4 spores in his natural. But that base in the bottom right has to be focal. It needs to be the focus point. Warp Prism pylons on this right flank have to be there. He needs to stop SoulKey from mining, and he'll find himself with a much easier victory.
I think in the end, what this game will come down to when it comes to the engagement is Storms on Corruptors. If Storms land well on Corruptors, then the entire fight just goes straight in PartinG's way.
And it's always nice to have a few Archons too, because when Corruptors come in to fight against the Void Rays, they clump up, and then not only the Storms there, but the Archons as well. It's like double trouble. Double trouble, man. And whoop, Zerglings trying to put on some pressure up to the top left, and doing all right for themselves, actually. These Zerglings well upgraded. And Zealots have found the bottom, finally. This is what he needs to do, and these will not last long. The Spine Crawlers won't do anything against these. He's targeting down the hatchery.
Oh, if I can get it, that's actually a really big deal. This is really all he has in terms of mining the drones. But they're not going to be enough.
Great attack there. Beautiful attack from PartinG.
Same time.
And now it just kind of comes down to, can he fight the main army yet?
Yeah, Broodlords for SoulKey now working on other bases. We'll have to pull back for a second here, but still, PartinG's army is very strong with those.
I think he can fight this army now. I mean, you can always prolong it and build more and take new bases, but I think he can fight it now. And PartinG is that kind of cocky individual that will absolutely love to take a fight if it's like 55 in his favor rather than 45.
Look at this. He's preparing Anion Pulse Crystals, assuming his opponent has a good gas bank to then eventually try and transition into Mutalisks once everything's happened.
Yeah, look at this. He's chasing this down. I think an Oracle would be brilliant with his army as well to use the Revelation on the Broodlords.
That'd be sick.
Even PartinG losing a bunch of stuff on this right hand side, that's not too important.
It's the one weakness of the Dark Shrine, though, losing that and not being able to harass later on, but I guess you can just use Zealots, right?
Yeah, he can use Zealots with +2 attack and +3 armor. They're really strong right now, or +3 attack, +2 armor, whatever it is.
All right, Hallucinated Phoenix saw the entire army positioning of his opponent just then, but I have to say, agree with what you said just then. One Oracle in this army, because it's not like the Corruptors can even really deal with Revelation either. They just don't have the time to, you know, really all the range to kill that off before Revelation hits them. All right.
Mothership Core wouldn't be a miss too, considering there's only one Overseer with the army.
Yeah, Mothership Core would be nice.
No Vipers as well, so it can't get pulled out. A couple of things that PartinG could add into his army to make it stronger. But overall, he's just got a brilliant army. And I think when they do fight heads up, as long as he controls it well, he would be in pretty decent shape. It's just, when is he going to take this fight? And these Lings on the left-hand side, with no additional war pins available, this is not going to be very easy to hold off against.
Needs to recall. Needs to recall to save that base.
Yeah, and I think he's going to.
Absolutely has to. And, well, got a little bit scary there in the end.
And SoulKey backs off, doesn't want to fight himself. So, you know, he gets both of those bases. He could have lost one. PartinG went for double and didn't get any. SoulKey, sorry, went for double.
All right, this game's going to continue on. There's quite a few transfuses in here for SoulKey, but that doesn't matter in the slightest if the straight-up engagement comes and those Tempers are one-shotting Broodlords. That's where he's really wanting to focus those transfuses.
Well, the thing is PartinG just keeps on upgrading. His opponent can't really upgrade that much more, so he doesn't have that much money. He doesn't want to invest in that, but PartinG can. So obviously, the longer the game goes on, the stronger PartinG gets. It's just up to when PartinG wants to fight, and if he wants to fight at all, he can really drag this out very, very long.
He doesn't have enough recall to actually go and save that base, so it's stranded, really.
We may see the fight. They're so close.
We may do. He's just dancing around him. He hasn't sent any more Zealots down to the bottom right-hand corner, and this base does end up falling, so there's still a few Void Rays there, actually.
Alright, well, this base is gone.
Bye-bye, other base. God, PartinG's army is so strong, but neither player really wants to engage. I'm so scared for those corruptors.
I think PartinG does now. He wouldn't have come down this far, I don't think.
Yeah?
He's got a recall, but I think he wants to fight now.
Well.
Yeah, he's ready to fight.
Oh.
Finally, PartinG's ready to fight.
Alright, well, there's the force fields. Denying some of those locusts. He could walk up into his opponent's
Just got to
lane.
land the good storms against those corruptors. The corruptors have to be spread very thinly.
Yeah, he absolutely has to spread those preemptively, like right now, if he wants to take an engagement here. Otherwise, it's going to spell catastrophe for him. Look how many storms he has in this army.
Keep the Swarmos away from the High Templar, more importantly. Nice pull there, very cost efficient. Gets away with the Viper.
Just barely.
Very barely.
Yeah, that guy. Ooh. Okay, he gets a Colossus, but bye-bye Viper. And that was the only Viper he had, right?
Yeah.
So, this is going to be difficult.
Is this fight going to happen? Somebody kick him off the cliff.
Apparently, it's not going to happen. He opted in
Oh,
more
3
Archons.
Archons. Yeah, he's going to fight soon. He's just waiting. I'm not sure exactly what for, but he's always waiting. He's in an area where he will fight. If he recalls now, I'd be surprised.
All right, well, as we said before...
SoulKey's looking to trap this anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's like, as we said before, this game is all and nothing for them. Either they win it and they go into the best of 5 final for the spot at the 100K World Championship, and this could be it.
There it is.
Well, we do have a few storms hitting those corruptors at the top side.
Oh, dead.
And, oh dear me, a lot of those corruptors dying off very, very quickly. He still has a lot of storms in this, though, so he can continue to do so. All he has to do is kill off these Broodlords as well. And it's very, very close in the end. The Swarm Host still surviving makes it very, very hard for PartinG.
The Corruptor surviving makes this more difficult because the Broodlords survive.
Oh dear.
Wow.
SoulKey could have done it. That was a bit of a back and forth engagement there. It looked like PartinG was going to get the right storms he needed, but in the end, those Corruptors are pretty resilient.
Dude, I'm pretty sure PartinG's like,
just draw.
but he's still got a lot of money. He's going to rebuild, but wow. SoulKey may be able to survive through that.
Well, the thing is now, it's Void Rays, Void Rays, Void Rays, and nothing else. Does he even have them queued up? Does he have them queued up on those stop gates?
Yeah,
I can't see.
Lots.
Okay. All right. These could turn the tide because...
Well, it's 12 Corruptors versus a broke SoulKey. There's a lot of money in the bank for PartinG. And there is only Corruptors and there's 2 Queens.
Like, he could get out Infestors, right? He got Pathogen Glands earlier on. And because he has so much gas bank up, he could go to Infestors to try and deal with this. But I don't think he fully knows that his opponent's transitioning onto a ton of Void Rays. This could work for PartinG. It could do.
This would be the most epic win with just Void Rays.
Well, we all know what they say about Void Rays.
You have to respect the Void Rays.
Yep. And well, a small gateway force doesn't want to be caught out of position. He needs every unit he can actually muster to deal with this. Look how many Void Rays he has! He has 11!
Yeah, he's going to win the Corruptor fight. Yeah. Obviously.
And then from there, the Broodlords die. If he has an Observer,
die,
everything dies.
Everything dies.
Uh-oh.
10 Zealots going to go south here to destroy these mining bases.
And he still doesn't know about the Void Ray number. Ah.
Void Ray, Void Ray.
Is this really going to come down to Void Ray, Sean?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. There's not enough Corruptors
Oh
here.
my god!
Here we go. This is going to be it. This is going to be it. Because the Zealots have been chased.
Yeah.
The Void Rays have been spotted now anyway.
He needs to make a ton of Infestors. He sees them. Infestors, that's the only thing you can make. Oh. I'm going to have a panic attack. All right, so at least he kills off a lot of gateways up to the top left. The Zerglings are actually not doing too badly.
All right, well, these mining bases are gone. There's 1,200, 4-9. He could go, I was going to say, he could go Mutalisks. He could go with 20 Mutalisks.
We could see a base race. Like, the Zerglings are actually, like, pressuring on, and he could eliminate a lot of the buildings over here. There's only one pylon up left.
Important, and as you can see, there's no mining right now, and here come the Void Rays. And there's going to be 12 Corruptors, 15 Mutalisks against 18 Void Rays. If they're all together, that is, because currently they're not.
Oh, jeez. All right, well, Void Ray's going for it. At least he kills off all the
There's no Mothership Core. So it's not like he can recall back. The Lings are coming back anyway. I'm surprised at them coming back because it's only...
That's a lot of anti-air that SoulKey has.
Mulisks and Corruptors. Hand in hand, bros.
Can they vanquish?
Hand in hand. We must fight.
Well, the Great Aspire's gone. No more air units for you for now.
3 Stalkers, they're going to get picked off fast. Here we go. 2 Queens, hand in hand.
He was on move command there for a second. He was on move command, and he's going to lose quite a bit of this, but those Corruptors falling very, very quickly here. PartinG trying to focus all this down, but at the same time, the Mutalisks are going to be able to kill off everything. Oh my god, SoulKey manages to kill off the remaining force. PartinG down to 20 supply.
That's it. That's it. His run to the grand finals of the qualifier is almost over. Here's 100,000. PartinG's 100,000.
No!
GG! And SoulKey advances on in a ZVZ finals.
I wonder if PartinG does know.
Over like that.
Oh, PartinG. PartinG. Okay, there we go. Well, now we know our 2 players advancing onto that grand final. It's going to be SoulKey versus Rogue.
Yes, Savage. Rogue, Savage, whatever you want to call him. Wow. Whew. These games. We've seen a lot of these Zerg versus Protoss today, and they've all been long. They've all been long.
Yeah.
But now it's time for a Zerg versus Zerg.
And I think that prompts us to go to a break before this best of 5 final leg here at this qualifier. Huge thanks for joining us for this. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll find out who advances onto Katowice. Will it be SoulKey or will it be Rogue? We'll see.